I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, Isaac is off to school. The school bus showed up early. I'm going to eat breakfast, so I am having my oatmeal with berries and coffee, and then I got to throw socks and shoes and stuff in my pockets, and then we're going to go take little dude over here to school.
Eee!
Yee!
Don't, Batman! Hey!
Yee!
Hey, Robin! Get back here!
Oh boy. Okay, so we'll see what today has in store for us. I kind of want to go work in the basement today. Kind of get that cleaned up a little bit so I can start working on converting living space down there. So, we'll see you in a bit. Darkness, then redness, then whiteness. Old school YouTube, back when YouTube wasn't so crazy. We'll see you in a bit. So I forgot today, I was going to go get a hotspot for Isaac's school. So they got a bunch of like mobile hotspots for the kids in case school closes and we have to do home-based learning or virtual learning. So I went by the technology center, and I didn't even know that the school district had a technology center. It's its own building, and it's a really nice building, and it's tucked behind a junior high. So it literally took me 5 minutes. I pulled up there, I called them, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up a hotspot. And they're like, oh, what's your name? What are you driving? Guy comes out and he's like, you got anything with your name on it? You know, just to make sure who you are. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I pull out my ID, and he's like, okay, here you go. If you have any issues with it, let us know, but the instructions are in the bag. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I wanted to make sure that I got the boys a hotspot just in case they do close school. Our internet is pretty spotty out here because we are the last house on the line coming down the street. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more houses down the street, and they were talking about how it's going to cost like $10,000 just to hook up to internet down there. And I don't know if anyone did or if they're just using DSL, because like AT&T hasn't made it down here. AT&T fiber. We're not in that market yet. We're bottlenecked by either you get DSL or you get the major cable company here, which the major cable company here sucks anyway. Their service sucks. Their rates suck. Like, they try to bully you into getting their premium packaging. Like, I play video games online, right? And you can see if you watch some of my video gameplay on Zombie that the network does drop, but that's on my side. That's not on their side because I'm on the local network, and it drops from the Xbox to the computer. And they're like, well, you need this fastest stuff so you can stream your movies and your video games. And I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, yeah, it would make your experience so much better. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't. So I load up with other people around the world, and I look at their ping times, and my ping times are, you know, they're not terrible, but, you know, it's not super low ping times. My ping time stays around probably like 70. And then I look at my data usage whenever I go pay my bill. My data usage is 1/3 of what the cap is every month, and I still have to pay the premium every month, and I get the lowest grade of internet that you can get, and that just tells you how they scheme you out of money here. I use my phone on the wireless. I use my laptop on it. I use the Xbox on it. I use the Xbox in the living room on it, and then sometimes the boys stream whenever I have a data box in their bedroom going, which I need to get a new one because the ones that they were using broke. I think they just got too old. I know one of them, power plug for it broke off. I think Isaac was unplugging it to reset it and broke the power cable on it. But that may be something that I get them for Christmas, is some kind of media device to plug into their bedroom TVs so they can watch whatever they want on the other end of the house. But I've got to get the network fixed first, so that's one thing that I've got to do today or tomorrow is look for like a Ethernet to USB jack, so I can plug the computer up to the router and reconfigure the network, or plug it up to the repeater and reconfigure the network on the repeater. I'd really like to just reconfigure the network on the router though. That way I can go in and tweak the settings to make it perform a little bit better. But today I really need to get under the house and start working on getting the pad set and getting measurements for the barrel stove and get that ready to go. I would really like to get that pad prepped and ready to pour by next week, because we're starting to get into cold weather now, and now is the time to get down there and get it done. So I have a couple days for the cement to dry, then I can mount the stove and then plumb it with the stove piping. But I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna go get some work done. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. I grab some backup batteries just in case these die. It's actually not too hot outside. It's only like 70, what is that, 74 or 23. So I'm gonna go out here and work under the house for just a little bit to clean up, kind of get some measurements, figure out what I need to do exactly, and I'll show you around down there. I got my sweet tea that's not so sweet with the lemon. So if you watched, or if you haven't watched yesterday's vlog, go watch yesterday's vlog, and towards the end I show you how I make my tea. It's really not that sweet. I tried it just a few minutes ago, and dude, it is really good. So I'll check back in with you when I get under the house. Darkness, to redness, to whiteness. That's so stupid. So that's the outside. I've shown around a little bit down here. I have these big boxes full of styrofoam, and that's what I'm using for insulation on the exterior walls. I'm going to end up putting up insulation on this wall above the door, and then down this wall. I'm also going to go ahead and run like wiring for electrical here. Then eventually I will get somebody to come in and wire it up to code if I don't wire it in. I want to run a breaker from upstairs at the garage down here and wire this all up. The only thing that I see that's an issue that I may have to change is that's the plumbing for the boys' bathroom. And I want to like elevate that up to the floor beams. And the reason why I want to do that is because like I got all this area down here, and my barrel stove is going to go over there up against that wall, and I don't want it to get too hot for that plumbing pipe and for it to warp and malfunction. And I also want to be able to walk over there. But I have all this stuff that I need to start cleaning up. I got all my outdoor tools here. I may end up hauling those up to the garage to get them out of the way. I have the rungs for the deck down here, and down here is where I'm using the power to sand all the rungs down because I don't want all this sawdust up there. But I need to do some cleaning down here. Kind of reorganize so that way I can get to work and get that barrel stove installed. And I'm probably going to do some measurements and all kinds of stuff today. So that's what's going to keep me busy for right now. I also have some of the stuff that I need to go through down here. I haven't gone through since I put it down here, so I don't remember what all is down here. It's been a good while since I've worked down here. So we'll check in with you later. Okay, so here's a better look at the barrel stove itself. So it's just a barrel, metal drum, and I got the cast iron hardware for it. It's got legs, it's got this big door on it, it's got latches, it's got this little handle on it, it's got a vent on it, and then it's got a stovepipe with the damper on it. So the barrel I got for free at work, and I've already kind of burnt some of the paint off of it, and then I paid, I think, like $45 for the stove kit, and all I had to do was cut a hole for the door, cut a hole for the stovepipe tube and damper, and then drill out a couple holes for the legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure up how big of a pad I need to pour down here, and then I'm going to go down there and measure up how much stovepipe I need to get up to that hole or that hole over there where the vents are, and then I'm going to get a stovepipe that goes through the wall and put it in one of those vent holes, and then pipe it out far enough to where all I got to do is let it go, and she'll start burning down here. It'll heat the underside of the house this winter, and I'll put a fan down here so I'm constantly circulating all the air down here, and that'll put heat through the flooring and lower my electric bill. And I have a bunch of wood out here, and then I've also got all of these fire bricks that I've made out of paper. So fire bricks will go on top of the wood and kind of smolder down into the wood and keep it hot down here at night. But I have a long way to go before I'm ready to start burning down here. So I'm going to get to work. Okay, so I've taken some measurements, got them written down. I'm going to look at, the heat rating for, the PVC, see how far I need to keep stuff away from the floor joists and that wall. And then I've got this board here. So this is the crap I talk about, like how cheap and quick everybody builds crap here. I got this brace here, totally gone. There's sunlight. That's sunlight coming through where my water spigot goes out. There's sunlight coming through the foundation. I've just got all these little issues that I gotta look at. And like I was looking up there, and I don't know if you can see that little speck up there, but I think that's it happened. The battery died. So I got a little bit of research I gotta do on heat resistance and materials so that I can make sure that I don't burn the house down with this thing. And especially because I've got wood right there on top of that hole there. And what I'm looking to do is, I'll show you the outside. The outside of it, see right there? Those vents are where I want to come out. So, I've blocked off this vent and that vent so far, so air doesn't go through them anymore. And then this is going to be the living space. I mean, like, this is ridiculous. Under the house, I literally have, 6 to 8 inches between my head and the floor, and that's Leo's bedroom. So, and it's like that over there too. I want to kind of hike up that plumbing crap, so that we have more room down there. And then I'm going to dig this out to the bottom line of brick there, and then eventually this will all be cement. And then I'll dig around the pillars and cement a wall around them just to stabilize. And then this will all be living space up to probably about that pillar right there. And so it's going to be a slow process. But one day I'll get there. So I'm going to go do some research online, see what kind of heat resistant material I can get in that piping to go outside. and I'll check back in with you later. So I just got off the phone with some people about getting some parts to make this thing work. And like I have a schematic all sketched out. So I got those floor joists on here. I've got my vent holes on here. I don't really know the distance between the two vents. I haven't gone down and measured that yet. But I do have like the barrel stove drawn up, my pad, which I'm probably going to elevate it just a little bit, because I do want to kind of make sure that I've got enough distance between the stove and the floor, but I also want to make sure that I don't have goofy like sizes for my piping that I need. But this is going to be just like a work in progress, and I'm going to try to get down there and dig out the pad this weekend maybe. Then I can really like hoof it on getting this thing installed, because I really want it in there this winter. But I don't know if I'm going to go like code wise with it, like to get legit stovepipe and get it completely installed in this winter, because I don't know what's going to go on with, you know, COVID and all of that. I just need something down there to heat the underside of the house up. That way it lowers my electric bill. And combustible materials makes a pretty good plan for that, because I get all kinds of stuff like, you know, every month we get coupons in the mail, we get junk mail all the time. That's stuff that I build those fire bricks out of. And there's free, you know, combustibles outside. I've got all that firewood. But I'm going to try to get this all figured out and get it installed down there, and heat the house with that, hopefully. Now, I will have a little bit of an electric bill because of needing to put a fan down there to circulate that heat throughout the crawl space, but that's going to be minimal. But I'm gonna go make some lunch. I'm gonna actually start the upload for Zombie right now, and then go eat some lunch, and then come back and probably do a little bit more editing, and then I'll go get the boys from school, go to the bank, come home, and have fun Friday with the boys. So we'll check in with you later. So tonight's dinner I am making, let's see here, those are pigs in a blanket. We got some baked beans, and then I'm just going to let the boys have some Doritos. I don't really let them veg out on junk food that often, so tonight's Fun Friday. They're going to get to veg out. We're probably going to hang out and watch a movie here in just a little bit. Transformers. Are you Samuel Witwicky? I'll finish dinner and I'll show you what it looks like plated. So that's what she looks like. It's good looking pigs in a blanket. Yeah, we're gonna eat and I'll get back with you later. Oof. So the boys and I laid down. We were watching Transformers in my room, and I fell asleep. So I am exhausted, and so I'm gonna edit the vlog, upload it, and go to sleep. Like they woke me up a couple times. Dad, you're missing it. Dad, you're missing it. And they're fighting, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I can't watch movies, dude. I fall asleep. But it's Labor Day weekend, Cherokee holiday. I'm gonna try to figure out something for us to do, because they're not doing the Cherokee holiday this year. It's all virtual. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'll figure something out tomorrow. But make sure you like the video, subscribe, Turn bell notifications on. Leave me a comment. What did you guys do today, and what are your plans for Labor Day weekend? Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you later.